Hello everybody and welcome back. Here we are at, you guessed it, Canada's Wonderland, and we are looking at Alpenfury. We are looking at the top hat right there. Ain't she a beaut? Yes, she is. So Alpenfury has been open for a few days now. It opened, well, had a soft opening on Friday, July 11th, and was officially open to the public on July 12th. And there it goes, shooting out on its second launch out of Wonder Mountain and on to do its various inversions and twists and turns, barrel rolls and corkscrews. It is a wild ride. Yes, it is. I was debating whether or not to go on it before doing this live stream, but the line is insane. So I am going to wait. I'm going to do this live stream. I'm going to see what the line's looking like afterwards, and then maybe I'll hop on the single riders line and see how long that takes. And there it is coming back. That's the blue train. There are two. There's the Alpen and there's the Fury. So today it seems that they are doing something a little special. It's a media day today. So there are lots of folk here with fancy professional cameras, and there are a lot of folk here. So this is basically, I think, where the line ends for Alpenfury, right over here. So it's pretty long. It actually goes down here. It wraps around the other side of the Midway Games, the burgundy trim building here, Cactus Blast. Well, no longer Cactus Blast. Now it's Balloon Bust. And it goes through that little spot in between the muck bucket and the schlagzite, and it goes and wraps around, and then it goes in through the main entrance. And as you can see, there are a lot of people. It is another scorcher of a day, and there are still no canopies, no tarps, no relief from the shade. And the air quality, I hope, has improved, because yesterday, according to the news, the air quality in Toronto was the worst in the world, in the entire world. And look at this. Longer line than the 12th? No, definitely not. So some days have passed. So I think the hype, while it's still very much a real thing, is not as intense as it was on opening day. But it's still pretty intense. It's almost as bad. On opening day, where that line started, it snaked around here, snaked past the outside of this Midway game. It looked like everyone was actually playing the Midway game, but no, they were just sort of standing there and forming a new line. And then that line went all the way down there. So it was like, I don't know how long that would be, but a really long time. And you know, it's actually kind of funny because these queues over here in the back, they're a little deceptive, because it doesn't look that long once you go in. Even when I was following the construction of this thing, I was like, you know what, that doesn't look like too much queue area back there. But it's deceptive because it snakes around so tightly. So it is actually a lot longer than it seems. And I did see when I came into the park that they were sending trains that didn't have any people on them, which is never a good sign. It means that something probably went wrong and they got to do some tests without human riders. So they are still experiencing some issues, it would seem. Now, I don't know if this media day thing is also going to make the process a little slower. I don't know if these media folk are like getting on trains all by themselves just to document the experience. Who knows? But I'm not seeing them launching with too much frequency, although here comes the blue train back into the station. And Bread says, can't go till September. Oh no, Bread. I'm crying for you as well. But better late than never. And you know what? The good news is that when you come here in September, these lines are ideally not going to be quite as long as they are right now. Mars in the house. All right. Lawrence Marcel. Thanks for watching, dude. Hope you're doing all right. Did you know that Rihanna is a Smurfette? Fair enough, dude. Greg says, I did not know that. Would you care to elaborate? What do you mean she's a Smurf? Or a Smurfette, I should say. Let's see if we can catch this leaving the station. So yeah, you can see the blue train has come back into the station, but the orange train has not yet left. Is there a problem? What is the delay? And all these people there on the stairs just cooking like rotisserie chickens. Either side of them getting slowly baked in this oven that we call Earth. Okay, here it comes. Here comes the orange train. Look at these people scared for their lives. And the first launch. And into Wonder Mountain. And inside Wonder Mountain. What happens inside Wonder Mountain? What happens inside Wonder Mountain stays inside Wonder Mountain. No, what happens in there is there are some really cool pyrotechnic effects. Yes, real fire. And it's all down there. When I went on the ride on opening day, it was not synced up to the ride vehicles. So I didn't really see the full effect of it, unfortunately. But, you know, I would take whatever I was given at that point because I waited from start to finish on Saturday morning from getting to the parking lot to getting on the ride 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours, folks. It's the longest I've waited for anything in my life. You know, you can get on a plane and go to like Mexico quicker than 4.5 hours. So Alpenfury, here it is. Right now, this is the advertised wait time. You're looking at 120 minutes if you are a normie and you got to go all the way back to the end of that line. Or you can wait 45 minutes if you get a Fast Lane Plus pass, which you can purchase over here. Let's see what this thing says. Skip the fast line. Oh, it's currently unavailable for purchase. So that's something good to know. I guess, well, maybe you can buy it online. There goes the blue train. And here's your fresh flowers. Get your fresh flowers. Or shall I say, get your frisch Blumen zu Verkaufen. And you get your lockers over there. Remember, everybody, if you're going to ride this ride, don't bring a backpack unless you want to pay for a locker, because they have the moving bin system similar to Yukon Striker, and that is very small. The cubbies are small. So if you have a fanny pack or like a water bottle or a hat, that'll fit there. But if you have a backpack or anything bigger, then you cannot fit it in there. You'll have to go and get a locker. Fair enough, dude. Oh, in the new movie. I see. Okay, that makes sense. That makes way more sense. Anyone who's watching now who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Fair enough, dude mentioned that Rihanna is a Smurfette. And I said, what do you mean? And Greg, thankfully, Fair enough, dude, Greg, has filled in the blanks for me. And he's talking about she does the voice of a Smurfette in the movie. And that makes way more sense. And Fair enough, dude says, is Wonder Mountain like Space Mountain? No. Fair enough, dude says, don't forget to let everyone know about your CBC interview. Yeah, good point, Greg. I will be posting that interview on my channel, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I actually got interviewed by CBC the day before yesterday, and they asked me all about my experience on opening day riding Alpenfury. So that was cool. And here's the beginning of the line for Alpenfury, right here. Look at this. Look at that. Starts here. Let me do a little walk around. And if anyone who watches my channel is in the line, they can look back and see themselves waiting and waiting. So we got these rope stanchions here. We got some metal barriers that have been set up. And what's this? This red thing's new. Oh, it's a little drink stand. Okay, so this, I guess I won't be able to walk along with it, but yeah, it goes all the way up there, then all the way around through the front entrance, through this zigzag maze of metal barriers. And in here you can see everyone is fenced in, and they are trapped until they get on the ride all the way up there. And there is the orange coaster with nobody sitting in the two front seats. That's pretty interesting. I wonder why that is. So they are in for quite a long wait, and there is no shade here. Can we do something about this? Who do we need to talk to? Can we get some shade here? I mean, come on, people. Do they still have the oscillating fans? Okay, they've got a big fan now. They put a big fan over there, industrial fan, and I think they'll probably have some others over there too. So pretty interesting, pretty interesting. We'll see what will happen, because on opening day I heard reports of people getting violently ill, having borderline medical emergencies. There were people throwing up, passing out. I heard some people were waiting for 7 hours. I mean, I was pretty excited to go on this ride. I did wait a long time, but 7 hours is pushing it. You could go across the world in an airplane on 7 hours. And Mars, what? Let's go, bro. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, Jason. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for watching. It's a hot one today. We are still in a heat wave, so this is a rough time to be a roller coaster enthusiast at Canada's Wonderland. It's a rough time if you want to get on the Alpenfury ride. But I mean, come on, we all knew this was going to happen. It's not even been a week since it's been open. Obviously, everyone and their grandma is here. Here comes the blue train. You can see people are clapping. They are happy to be alive. So if anyone's wondering, I did post a video with my initial reaction to riding Alpenfury for the first time. And, you know, I can kind of sum that up right now. It's amazing. One of the best roller coasters in the world, I'll go as far as to say. Definitely falls within the top 5, top 10 for some. But yeah, very intense from the start to finish. This is a dual launch coaster. You get launched one time right over there as you come out of the station. You get launched again when you get inside the mountain, vertically up on the other side into a humongous drop that is also an inversion. Hey, look, this guy's wearing a shirt that says J. Randall on it. Let me get a little closer to that. I have to start selling this merch. J. Randall. How about that? What? Who is that? Roofing contractors. Interesting. Well, that's some free promo for J. Randall, the roofing contractor. All right, I'm going to go over to the other side of Wonder Mountain. We'll catch Alpenfury doing its loops. And we'll see about if any more netting has been put up. I know that Greg is very interested to know about the netting situation. Grandmas love inversions. They certainly do. They certainly do. It gets the digestion going. Forget prune juice. Just get on Alpenfury. Eat a bowl of Alpenfury in the morning. Here it comes. Oh, and there are 2 empty seats still. The front 2 rows empty on the orange train. Why? Why is that? The front row is obviously the most desired spot. Nobody can sit on it? Is there something wrong with the chairs? So Alpenfury's nuts. Yeah, very fast, very furious, and very fun. It is a wild ride, let me tell you. It is hard to even make sense of what is happening when you are on the ride, because there are so many twists and turns and so much excitement going on. I mean, it's kind of borderline too much excitement. It's like overwhelming, but it's amazing. If you've been on those super intense roller coasters around the world, we're talking our Velocicoasters, we're talking our Mavericks, talking our X2s, you will want to try this one. This definitely falls into the same wheelhouse of intense roller coasters, and it's popping out of the mountain now. I missed that on camera, but we're gonna watch it go by here. There it goes, high speed. And here's some media folk doing their thing. I'm gonna be in the background, get my little cameo as they do their video. And well, we'll catch this thing on the way back, going right above our heads. Thankfully, there's some netting to protect me from getting injured. And here it comes. And it is too fast to capture in real time because this, we're talking about the Google.
Alpine Village, so we wanted to represents Alpine.
So, I don't know if you heard that, but he's talking about the cuckoo clock, and he said that they installed it because they wanted to represent the Swiss Alps and give an Alpine feel, which makes sense. That's self-explanatory. Holy, it is hot today. Bring a hat, bring some shades, bring some sunscreen, bring a bag of ice. Actually, I don't think you can bring a bag of ice into the park. Just get a cup and fill it with ice at the Refresh Center refill stations. You can do that. Oh, and here is it coming again? Yep. Here we go. Alpine Fury's orange train is running with no riders in the first 4 seats, the 2 front rows. Why? We do not yet know. We do not yet know. Here's my man Giuseppe over here, making some hot pizzas for people on a hot day. I think I'll take my pizza chilled on a day like today, thank you please. And those are not hot pants, no. It's his apron. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted like the loops and twists of the Alpine Fury roller coaster. I'm gonna go into the True North to get some AC for a moment. The raptor claws, look at this. Raptor claws right here, and look at that, how fitting. It's right next to the Toronto Raptor merch. Get yourself a raptor claw. Get yourself like 10 of those and stick them to each of your fingers, and then you yourself can become a velociraptor. The possibilities are endless. Here we are at the Grand World very soon. There she blows. There she blows. And then it's going to go over again on the other side. These people are going to be terrified. Oh yeah, only 2 people with their hands up. Yeah, not to brag, but I had my hands up the entire time. And it is wild. You get some serious airtime. There's a full-on ejection moment towards the end where you feel like someone pushed an ejection button underneath your seat. And let's see, I guess we're not going to be able to see it from this angle. I'll hang out here for a second. This area here now looking a little dead because we don't have our Celebrate Canada festival happening anymore, but there will be new stuff eventually. So let's see here. Let's see about this grass. And yeah, I guess there's no nets over top of, or rather underneath these archways. No nets. I'm hearing some screams from behind me. All right, let's see if there is any grass. Dirt piles everywhere. Those are some dirt piles. No grass. It will come eventually, and here it is, the Alpine Fury orange train coming with still no riders in the front 2 rows. Non-stop thrills. This is a really awesome coaster. I encourage everyone to try it. I do think, you know, if you are not the kind of person that enjoys waiting for a very long time, well, ironically, my advice would be to wait, but at home, you know, until the ride becomes slightly less popular than it is right now. But it is it's a long wait no matter what time. I mean, I got here at 10:30. The park opens at 10. 30 minutes. And there's already a 2-hour wait. And as we all know, the Canada's Wonderland wait times are grossly underestimated. So it will probably take you longer than 2 hours. Also, if the ride breaks down, those wait times are not accounting for that. And there are long lineups right at the front gate. Still trying to get all the people in. They've opened up every single turnstile over there just to make sure they can get as many people in as they can. And no doubt 90 to 99% of those people are here to try and get a seat on Alpenfury. Now the Alpenfury trains, they are 3 ride cars, 6 seats each. Do the math, that is 18 people per train. You've got 2 trains running, 2 times 18, 36. And that is 36 people, ideally per roughly every 2 to 3 minutes, which you'd think would go by really quickly, but that doesn't account for minor delays, major delays, and also the fact that there are no people riding in the first 4 seats of Alpenfury. So that means that there are 4 less people than normal per every cycle. So that's going to increase the wait time as well. There's a hot day today. There are no clouds in the sky, but there is a haze of, just smog over top of the city. And it's trapping all this heat in our little biodome where we are cooking. I am cooking here. Actually, you can't see right now. Well, actually, you know what? Since no one can see, I shouldn't probably even say. I'm not wearing the blue shirt today, because that blue shirt's made with a material that's a little thicker than I'd like it to be. And on a hot day like today, it's just no bueno. But I am wearing the red bandana, in case you're wondering, which is also a slightly bad idea. I should probably be wearing like a sun hat. So another question that I guess is on everyone's mind is, since Alpenfury has opened, what does that mean for the other rides in the park? We used to have the big 3. Now we have the big 4. We had Leviathan reigning mostly supreme for most people, followed by Yukon Striker, and then Behemoth, and now we have Alpenfury. So everyone is racing over to get their spot on Alpenfury. But what does that mean for the other rides? Are the other rides just walk-ons, or are there still lines? So I don't know. We'll find out together. You see, when I came here on opening day, it was pretty much a direct mission to ride Alpenfury and then basically leave. And it was so hot, I actually did think I was going to go and check some of the other rides, or maybe even try and go on some other rides if the lines were super short. But it was such a scorcher, and after spending 4.5 hours in the sun, I said, you know what? I think I'd rather just have myself an Alpenfury Pilsner and head back to an air-conditioned home. Okay, so here we are at the Medieval Fair, where everything is fair. All's fair in the Medieval Fair. We got some people going on the Riptide. It's a fun ride in itself, but often it also breaks down. We got Wild Nightmares in effect, one of my favorite flat rides here at the park. Classic roundup ride. We got our Spinnovator, the Intense Teacup ride. If you are prone to motion sickness, do not ride the Spinnovator, because you will be sick. In the distance over there, we got our Wild Beast, officially now probably the most painful. Well, Flight Deck still exists, so I don't know. Flight Deck and Wild Beast kind of hold like a tied title for most painful ride experiences in this park. It's hard to say which one's worse. I guess Flight Deck is still kind of worse because it bashes your head and your head alone. That's, arguably the most important part of your body. But the Wild Beast bashes every single part of your body. It feels like you are in a brawl. It feels like you're in a fight for your life. It feels like you're in a perpetual car accident. Okay, so here we are at Leviathan. Let's check these wait times. What do we think? Are there any predictions for wait times on Leviathan, given that there is a brand new, exciting ride just on the other side of the park? Well, the answers to these questions are right behind this Leviathan sign. And he is furious. Look at him blasting steam out of his nose. And here it is, the answer to our questions. How long is Leviathan? It is 45 minutes. Or 0 minutes if you have the Fastlane Plus Pass. So that could be worth it. Could be worth it. And Fastlane Plus passes do range in price, but roughly in the area, the ballpark of, oh, one lucky rider is gonna make it all the way. I think that one guy is like running. Wow, is he gonna run all the way? He's gonna have to jump through some lines. This guy, oh, this guy's going through now, but that guy's jumping through. That guy might manage to skip ahead of quite a few people by this maneuver though still. Look at this mad dash. See, this is where the raptor claws would come in handy. You tie all those raptor claws to your own fingers and you can just scale the wall real quick, hop onto the ride victim. Well, there he is. There he is, the Leviathan coming out of the station, the dragon himself. And it is going to climb the ascension of 306 feet. Still the tallest ride in the park. And there it goes, up into the heavens. Goodbye, brave souls. So, Leviathan is still pretty popular. 45-minute wait is pretty much what you would expect on a normal day. And that full queue is open. And here we have the Speedway, the unpopular Speedway. And is there anybody here? There's nobody. Nobody here. There's some staff, and they're just inspecting the ride vehicles. And for those who don't know, the Speedway, if that's even what it's called, is it's go-karts. So this is not included in your park admission. This is not included in your ticket. This is not included with your season pass. This is extra. And these are go-karts. You drive yourself around. It's called Speed City Raceway. Okay, so what I said Speedway, so clearly I can see where I made my mistake. I took the first word and the last word and I combined the two together. But it's called Speed City Raceway. And honestly, I mean, come on. Let's get another roller coaster going here. We don't need this. And when people talk about, you know, new roller coasters that are going to come to this park, yes, we've just got Alpen Fury. Do we really need another one? I mean, you know, no, but it's good to have more, right? We got Wild Beast back there. Wild Beast is, it's a relic of the past. It is an ancient ruin at this point, literally. And I don't know. There's a lot of people that wonder, should it be torn down to make way for a better roller coaster? The question is, should it be torn down? I don't think so. I don't think so, because it has a legacy behind it, and it is, you know, something to remind us of a different time, a different age of roller coasters. However, I wouldn't recommend going on it, and I would recommend that they do something to make it rideable, because at the current state it's in, it's not rideable. It is very painful, and it is a hernia inducer. If you have anybody who is like fragile as a person, do not put them on Wild Beast, because they'll die. They will literally die. Wild Nightmares is closed. And now it's open. Look at that, it's open. And these riders, there are like 4 people that are gonna get to enjoy this ride all to themselves. How cool is that? So like a private ride experience on Wild Nightmares. That being said, it'll probably fill up soon. And also, it did just probably break down. That's why they had the ride closure sign on there. So, you know, how do we feel about being the first people getting on to a ride? Hey, how's it going?
YouTube before, remember?
Oh, yeah, I do. How's it going, guys? Did you go on Alpen Fury yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think about it?
I went on it 3 times.
3 times? Did you love it? Did you hate it?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? What don't you like about it?
Shakes my head too much.
Shakes your head too much. What about you? Did you like it? Shakes too much. What's your favorite ride at the park?
Probably Leviathan.
Leviathan, right on. So Leviathan reigns supreme. Right now, we only have 5 people watching, but there'll probably be more people later. We just started. All right, guys, have fun. So there you go. The first negative review I've heard for Alpine Fury live. It is too shaky. Too shaky. It's funny that they should say that because I found it pretty smooth. Well, you know what? Everyone's going to have a little bit of a different experience. I actually have heard, and not quite as negative a review as what we just heard from those 2 young fellows, but I have heard that the orange car is not as smooth as the blue car. However, when I went on it, I went on the orange car. I went on the orange train, and I found it to be very smooth. Okay, so let's head back on over to Alpenfest here. Let's take a look in the Alpine Outfitters store. Let's see what they have to offer. And you know, I still haven't seen the animatronic figures come out yet with the clock. I guess it's gonna go on the hour, which gives, well, it's a lot of time to wait. We gotta wait like half an hour. So here is the store. And it is not as cold as I would like it to be in here, but it is slightly colder than the outside. And they do not just exclusively have Alpine Fury merch in here, they have all sorts of stuff. Stuff that we've seen in the other stores, Canada's Wonderland stuff, but there is some cool decor up here. They've got all these Alpine themed images of people sledding. And up here we've got like some other props and sled related stuff. And this here is actually this sweater that I think is really cool. It's got that like video game look to it. Yeah, they have individual coaster merch, and if you're interested in this, they have these like plush toys that all relate to the individual rides too. So you got your Leviathan dragon up here, we got your Behemoth Demon, you got your Yukon Striker, what is it, an owl, I guess? I don't see the connection. The Fly. So it's kind of cool how they've kind of got that individual ride merch. Now, Alpine Fury at the moment doesn't have the photos available, the ride photos. That'll be something that'll be coming down the line. But I know they were in a bit of a rush to get everything up off the ground in a literal and figurative sense. And it's okay, you know, some of the stuff like the grass, maybe some more nets, and the photos will come later, and that's okay. So my shoelaces come undone. I am going to put down the camera for a second while I adjust, because you got to be safe in these trying times. There we go, crisis averted, shoelace tied. And there it is, Alpine Fury. We're still looking at the exact same wait times. 120 minutes for the regular folk and 45 minutes with the fast lane plus pass. And there is no advertised estimate for the single riders line, which there is right through there. If you are by yourself or you don't mind getting split up with your party, then you can go through there. And here we go. Again, still nobody in the first 4 seats of the roller coaster. And that was that first launch. You can hear the screams. The first launch definitely catches you off guard. If there is any discomfort in this ride, in terms of like physical discomfort, at least from my perspective, I would say that it is on this first launch, because this first launch sends you at a speed, quite a speed, and then you hit the bank immediately. You hit that bank into the mountain, and that bank does kind of twist you. So going that fast and then feeling that twist, it's a little uncomfortable depending on, you know, your physical structure. And here we are at this line again. All these people burning up in the sun, waiting. And I'm glad that they've set up a new station for drinks, because before that we just had these vending machines over there on the opening day. Hey. And one of these was actually broken. So there's a Powerade machine, water machine, and Coca-Cola machine. The Powerade machine was down on opening day. Need our electrolytes. So here we are, all these people here waiting. They are waiting. Despite all their rage, they're still just a rat in a cage. And then the line goes back there. So it's actually not as long as it was when I first came in. So maybe my strategy of going, walking around doing this live stream and then waiting for Alpenfury, maybe that was a good idea after all. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really feeling up to waiting for 2 hours for this ride, even though it is amazing, because today is just too hot. I think tomorrow is gonna be a bit more cloud coverage, might be a better time if I am gonna have to do this long wait. So in terms of shade, there is next to none in the queue. You get one little bit of shade inside the ride station. That's the first portion of the queue that you reach when you enter through the main entrance. See, this is like normally not even supposed to be part of the queue. These are all obviously like makeshift stanchion queue lines. But normally you would enter right through the front there, and then you would enter straight into the lower level of the station, which is covered. But if you are in the normal rider line, you're only going to be in that shaded area for just a brief moment. If you're in the fast lane line, you have a lot more of the queue that coils through the inside, so you do get a bit more shade and a bit more protection from this intense sun. Outside of that, though, there is no shade in the queue. There is one other area where you'll see some shade, and that is going to be right underneath the stairs. In that one little area there, you get some shade. And trust me, when I was there on Saturday, there were a lot of people soaking up that shady area right there. And you'll see a lot of people taking off their shirts, doing whatever they can. I would definitely recommend bringing a hat. I would definitely recommend slathering every bit of exposed skin in sunscreen, and I would definitely recommend, bringing like a portable fan or something like that. Anything, whatever you can bring to help you through, because it's tough. And as the reports have shown, people have been passing out. The heat is real. People are passing out. People are getting sick. Heat exhaustion, it's a real thing. You think you're drinking enough water, but you're never drinking enough water. Drink more water. And even then, drink more, because on these hot days, you are going to sweat it out. And if you're a little nervous about going on Alpenfury, then you might even be more sweaty. Let's see if we can catch this thing popping out the station here. We got the orange one coming back in. Now, what's cool about the Alpenfury trains as well is they have this kind of like upward curved like ram's horn thing at the front to kind of help it look a bit more like a sled, which is cool. I like it when they add these little theming elements. And for those that don't know, I was on CBC on Monday talking about Alpenfury, and I'll post that interview on my channel probably later today. If not later today, probably tomorrow. One of those 2 days. Here comes Blue Train. And you hear the mix of screams and laughter. The delicate blend of joy and fear. And inside there you can see a bit of the glow from the pyrotechnics. I'm not even gonna lie, it is a little warmer over by that opening. It is a little warmer. Must be the fire. Must be the fury. And over here are the tents for the media peeps. If you are a media person and you are doing this media event, I guess you can come and pick up your stuff over here. Your media pass and whatever else. Earlier today, there were some media folk here with some gigantic cameras. I suppose that's for the news. The news still use the giant cameras. They're like the same size that they were back in the 80s. Everybody else is just using like a phone on a gimbal. Like me. And if anyone's wondering, yes, I do have a name for my gimbal. It is Gimby, or sometimes Cumulogimbus, depending on how I'm feeling. It's good to name your stuff. You can create a kind of personal bond with it. Let's us walk over to the Yukon Striker. Let's see how Yukon is affected by the opening of Alpenfury. Leviathan still not seemingly affected. Wait time still 45 minutes. And those two dudes we spoke to, they said Leviathan's still their favorite ride. So they're probably not alone in thinking that. However, there is something to take into consideration with what those two young gentlemen had to say, because they said it was shaky. They said it hurt their head. And they are on the younger side, so they are a little shorter. And my wife is also on the shorter side, and she also reported that the one downside she experienced with Alpenfury is that the headrest of the seat is just a little too high. So, you know, I mean, she's like 5 foot, I don't know, maybe 5'6" or something. And she wasn't reaching the headrest. So that means a lot of people that are going to be around that size are not going to be reaching the headrest either. And the headrest is cushioned. The other part of the seat is not. I mean, not as much at least. So maybe that was the reason for their discomfort on the ride. Who knows? Tough to say. Hard to know. But a shame. I mean, I didn't like personally build the Alpenfury ride or anything, so I don't know why I feel personally hurt when people say bad things about it. But for some reason, I kind of do. But it's also okay. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone should be in their own comfort zone and in their own enjoyment zone. And if you like another ride more than Alpenfury, that's totally fine. If you don't like Our Lady Peace as a band, that's completely fine. But if you do like Our Lady Peace and you do like Alpenfury, then you're just cooler than everybody else. Just kidding. Now you just like what you like. It's fine. And Yukon did go by. I saw it with a full train, so there are people riding it. I mean, I don't think things are going to change too much. I think an inevitability with this new ride opening is that it is just going to attract more people in general to the park. And with more people here, the lines for Alpenfury are going to be long, and a lot of people are going to look at that. They're going to go, 2 hours? Ah, no way. And then they're going to go look around the park for what else they can do. And they'll probably go to the tried and true, the previous big three, and they'll probably go on it. And then you're going to see some just pretty much like average lines popping up over at those rides. So let's see. Shall we take a guess at how long the Yukon Striker line is going to be on this super humid, super hot Wednesday, midweek, midday, Wednesday? I'm going to go with, let's see. Let me roll the dice. I'm going to go with a 35-minute wait. And Tundra Twister is closed. It is closed. I don't know why. No reason given. Tundra Twister. Not a bad ride, but not as intense as you'd think it would be. From a distance, when you see that ride, you're like, what? I wouldn't be caught dead on that thing. You go on it. It's actually really tame. It's kind of just like one step up from Shockwave. It's kind of fun. Doesn't really go upside down. Brings you close to it, but doesn't do a full inversion. I'll bet there's a lot of people at Splashworks today. I feel like I should go to Splashworks. Oh, and there's some cloud coverage. That is very, very nice and relieving. get some ice cream, help you cool off. Ice cream, Hawaiian crumble, some pineapple. Sounds delicious. You know what actually would be really nice on a hot day like today is some of their frozen cocktails. They are a little bit expensive, $16.99 per drink. However, there is a little bit of a silver lining. You do get to keep the souvenir cup that it comes in. So I don't know if you value souvenir cups, but if you do, you can kind of factor that into the price that you're paying, which makes it maybe not seem as bad, but still pretty pricey. But a frozen pina colada right now would be excellent. All right, so we're coming up to Yukon Striker. We're going to see if Alpenfury has affected the wait time at all. So we can see that the line has gone all the way back here. Does not appear to have affected the popularity of Yukon Striker. So my estimate is a 35-minute wait for Yukon Striker. I'm just rolling the dice on that one. I said that before I even saw the line. But let's take a look at the sign. Let's see what it says here.
Yeah, no eggs per minute. I can do it, you guys.
Okay, so the machine's broken. 0-0. Looks like it's just like a face staring at us with a big open mouth. He's like, oh! So we don't know how long it's going to take. But if my estimation of where those people were at the back of the line is any sort of proper guess, I would say expect to wait somewhere between 35 minutes, somewhere between 30 minutes to 40 minutes. So yeah, I'll still stick with my initial assessment of it being a 35-minute wait. Now we got the Mighty Canadian Mindbuster is reopened, and it is no longer the Spine Buster. They have done renovations. It is smooth. The first portion is smooth. The second portion is still pretty rough. Okay, now last but not least, let's check out the Behemoth. We'll see the last of the former Big Three, the part of the Big Four now. See what the wait time is on that. Now Behemoth has always been, you know, a lesser wait time than the others. I would imagine the same is the case with Alpenfury Open, but we shall see. It is a very busy day today. Who would have known? Wednesday. It is a true wacky Wednesday. It is hot. Very short wait because the ride's closed. Behemoth is closed. Well, that explains why the other rides are long as well. But why? Why is it closed? Let's see if there's any explanation. Nope, no explanation. No signs, just empty queues, and the ride vehicle parked just mere feet from the station. Probably because there's another train in the station. Yes, indeed there is. So there you go. The wait time is inconsequential because the ride's not working. Okay. So we're back to a Big Three with Behemoth being out for the count. We got Alpenfury, we got Leviathan, and we got Yukon Striker. Sledgehammer taking flight. Now, one thing I gotta say I truly respect with some of these ride operators is their enthusiasm levels. You can tell when a ride operator is enthusiastic versus one who is not so much and has been operating the same ride day in and day out for the entire season, maybe multiple seasons. But every now and again, you get a ride operator that hops on that megaphone with pure enthusiasm and excitement. And you know what? It just helps. It's part of the experience. You don't want to hear the guy go, when I say sludge, you say hammer. Sludge. You want someone that's got some gusto, some charisma. Okay, let's head over to the Grand World Expo area, the barren wasteland That is the Grand World Expo area. In this area, we have the remnants of the Tomb Raider, or Time Warp as it was also known, ride. Dead, but not even buried, just sitting there. And we have the antique carousel, straight out of a horror film. The carousel where the plastic horses stare at you with their soulless, lifeless eyes like a doll's eyes. And there it goes. Nobody on it. Yeah, it reminds me of, isn't in Silent Hill? I forget if it's the first Silent Hill game or the second one. I think the final boss is like on one of these antique carousels, and it's pretty creepy. And speaking of creepy, here is the gone, but not forgotten because it's still not totally gone, remnants of Time Warp, also known as Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, when this park was owned by Paramount, the ride was owned by Paramount Studios. Yes, the film company. And they had the rights to film IPs like Tomb Raider and Top Gun. And then they sold it. And over here is the most peaceful area of the park. If you are not a fan of crowds, or you just need a moment to sit and collect your thoughts, this is the area to do it in. Buy these nice flowers. These are real flowers. Somebody goes through the trouble of watering these flowers so that you can come by and enjoy them. And here it is all shaded. It's nice and cool. The antique carousel even kind of kicks up a little subtle breeze that comes your way. And yeah, there's some benches here. Most of these benches, well, this bench is like in the sun, but some of these benches here are in the shade. Another good place to get your rest on if you want to rest up. But not much else going on in this area. This area needs some improvement. If they are going to be building some new coasters, which is the word on the street, seems like a pretty good spot to do it. You got all this real estate right here. Tomb Raider, Time Warp, nothing's going on. Over there, past the Kingswood Musical Theater, there is a humongous stage area that I have never seen anything happen on. The Fighter Town funnel cakes, which I've never seen open. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. These funnel cakes actually look pretty nice. Look at this. You got the Icy Inferno, classic strawberry, cookies and cream, chocolate dream. The cookies and cream looks great. You can get all of these funnel cakes over just beside the Jester's Courtyard in the Medieval Fair area, just opposite the bat. They sell all of these Fighter Town funnel cakes there. And here are some unfortunate souls. I was about to say fools, but I actually shouldn't say that because maybe they don't know what they're in for yet. But if you have ridden it once and you've been beaten up in your skull and then you go on it again, I don't know, what's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. So these people here are in for a brain bruising. It is about to begin for them. This is where you lose your memory. You come off the ride a different person. It's fun when you're ascending, but there it begins. And that's when the screams of joy turn into screams of torture. Flight deck is a torture device. It is a torture device. Cool concept though. SLC, so what they call this. No, that does not stand for Salt Lake City. It stands for Suspended Looping Coaster. It's created by the Dutch company Vekoma. They invented this concept. So if you got to blame anyone for the pain that you experience, just send them an email. Send them a harshly worded email. Flight deck. Now, this just occurred to me right now. And I think maybe in my subconscious this has been occurring to me. But, oh, look at this. I'll finish my thought in a second. Someone's glasses right here on the ground. Smashed because of this gosh darn flight deck ride. But my thought I'll finish is flight deck. Is this not the same font as tech deck? Like the little mini finger skateboards? I think it might be. flight deck, tech deck. Okay, we've got a child here. Are your parents nearby? I don't know who's. Yeah, maybe someone should find staff. Here, I'll talk to the staff over there. Hey, there's an unattended kid over there. This kid's just crying. She's looking for her parents. Now, probably the most important piece of advice. Oh, okay. She found her parents. Okay, crisis averted. That was a little scary. Always keep track of your kids, you know? They can go anywhere, they're small. So, that's good. Family reunited. I remember when I was a kid, I once got lost. I was at a pharmacy, and my mom went down an aisle, and I stayed in an aisle, and then I looked around, and she wasn't there, and I started crying. And the staff came over, they found me, my mom showed up very soon afterwards, and it was fine. And yeah, this was about 2 weeks ago, This was about 2 weeks ago when this happened with me, when I got lost in the pharmacy and I was crying. Yeah, I was at the tender age of 37 years old. Still scary to be lost. But all jokes aside, I'm glad that that kid wasn't totally lost from her family. And it's also nice to see that people are concerned and helping out. This is the Canadian spirit, everybody. You see a kid lost, you gotta go over and help out. Don't just walk by. We gotta help each other out. We gotta work together, not against each other. This is how we progress in life. You only go backwards when you work against others. The chicken shack's never open. Although, a hot day like today, I don't know if I'd want to eat a bunch of spicy chicken. I'll have my chicken cold, please. Ice cold chicken. Food here is really expensive. If you don't want to pay these prices, bring a cooler, leave it in your car in the parking lot, and just periodically sneak out and get yourself some food. There goes the slingshot. Another intense ride akin to bungee jumping, kind of, in that there are like bungee cables, but kind of different. And this ride is also not included with your admission to the park. If you have a day pass that you purchase, you cannot just hop on this ride. If you have a season pass, you cannot just hop on this ride. You need to purchase the ticket separately. The ticket can be purchased at the building just to the right or to the left, depending on which way you're looking at this thing, of the ride. And it is, I think, about $25 per person to get on. It's not so bad, but it is another fee that you are going to have to slap onto your bill for the day if you do want to go onto that ride. And over here we get the Wind Seeker. The Wind Seeker goes up 300 feet, 301 feet to be exact. Goes up, spins you in this kind of these gondolas, these suspended gondolas. You reach a top speed of 48 kilometers per hour as you're spinning up there. And if you are afraid of heights, I would not recommend it. It is terrifying. I'm a little afraid of heights, and it is it's kind of scary up there. I kind of get a little bit of an anxiety feeling when I'm up there, and it's not exactly pleasant, but I can see the appeal. The views are phenomenal. I just posted a video in several other Cedar Fair, Six Flag parks at the same time in 4 different parks. And the Knott's Berry Park in California actually had an incident. 2013, the Wind Seeker ride got stuck all the way at the top, 301 feet up there, the safety mechanism. It went off for some reason, stopped, running and the rock being up there. I could not even imagine how awful that would feel, being stuck up there for 3 hours. And if you want to see some actual news footage of that horrible event, you can check it out in my video that I posted yesterday on the history and everything you need to know about Windseeker. 3 hours. People were hyperventilating. They were having panic attacks, being stuck for 3 hours. I would definitely hyperventilate and have a panic attack if I was stuck up on that thing for 3 hours. And the Windseeker, ironically, does from time to time stop operating because of high winds. It seeks the wind, but then when it finds it, it says, well, on second thought, I think I'll just stay put. Okay. So everybody, we are coming over to Alpen Fury, and we are also coming up, well, we've passed the hour. So we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna go and see about finding myself a seat on Alpen Fury. Maybe I'll try the single rider line and see how long that takes. But it's a super hot one today, so I don't think I'll wait that long. Here's a couple of events going on if people are interested. There's the Canine Circus is basically going till the end of the summer, till I guess August, or no, till September 1st. And then we've also got the Kids Fest going on from July 19th to August 3rd. So that'd be in the Kidsville area. And the Canine Circus happens right here at the International Showplace. Super cool. If you like dogs and you like circuses, then it's a no-brainer. Go there, watch some dogs do some circus acts. Super cool, super cute. Here comes Alpen Fury. Just amazing. Simply amazing. All right, everybody. It's been a blast. It's been hot. I'm sweating. I'm ready to have some ice cold water. Maybe a Pilsner. Maybe even that frozen margarita. Or, well, what did I say? No, frozen pina colada. Yeah, that sounds a lot nicer. Yeah. So we'll catch you next time. I'll probably do another live stream this week. I'll probably post a couple videos here and there. And remember to like and subscribe and click the bell notification. Stay in the loop, stay updated, and as always, thanks for watching.